Good morning, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Paul here at Paul Phillips Fix. For any new viewers, thanks for joining us. If you could hit the like and subscribe button, it'll show YouTube you're watching us and help us grow, and someday we'll be somebody after we get 10,000 subscribers. It doesn't cost you anything. Today we have a 2001 Buick LeSabre. It's my friend's car. He couldn't get the brakes off. Whoever did this went crazy tightening these bolts, because I tried them with my Nano, my Astro Nano. Let me show you that tool. That's right there. Excellent impact gun. Astro Pneumatic Nano. Look at my community page in the near future. I'll be posting links for my tools. Then I have the Astro Pneumatic 1/2-inch drive impact gun. That should have broke these free, and I had to actually put a big long ratchet on 1/2-inch drive and have my neighbor stand on it. I'm gonna see if we can zip these out now. I'm gonna try the caliper bolts. Let me put this camera down where you can see. I got my friend and neighbor Larry here hanging out with me while I'm doing this. He loves cars. He's got the sickness. He's a car addict. First thing I should do is depress my brake caliper. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get a pry bar, get in there and depress that piston. You just get between the rotor and the caliper and pry it, and it'll depress the piston. Probably pushing my piston out on the other side now. I got a tool for depressing these anyway when I go to put the new pads in. That's good enough for me to get it off. Let's see if this 1/2-inch break these right loose. It should. Yep, took that right out. I thought it would. Ooh, that one's rounded out. We got a problem there. We got a problem. That was the problem. He rounded the nut out, rounded the bolt out. Great. That's not good. I'm gonna go get a hammer, guys, and we're gonna try to hammer a 14mm on here, or an SAE socket that's close to that, and see if we can get that out. Okay, guys, this time I'm gonna film this for you. Me depressing the pads. Got to get my pry bar. You can do it with a large screwdriver. A large screwdriver is actually better than this, but I already got this out here, so I'm going to use it. Get in there on your rotor and just pry. You're prying up against the caliper, and you're sliding that piston in, depressing those pads. Try to get that piston all the way in there, because you're going to need it depressed all the way. When you put your new pads in, you're going to need that piston depressed fully. Okay, that side's depressed. Going to do the other side. I may have to rotate the wheel. Yes, I'm going to have to rotate the wheel. So we'll do that. I turned the wheel for ease of access to the bolts. Just makes it easier to get to them. As you're doing each side, rotate your wheel. Makes the job go easier. I'm going to turn it far right now, then I'll continue to do the passenger side. I got to get online for Advanced Auto and see if they have those caliper pins in stock. Hopefully they do. I want to replace all 4 of these. I will not be a moron and over tighten everything like the guy did, whoever did these brakes last. This is what happens a lot of time. People with inexperience, they think tighter the better. That's not the case. You can go too tight with a bolt and go past its yield point and weaken the bolt, and then it snaps on you. So better off looking up torque specs and go by the specs, man. That's the way to do it. If you want, I'll try to look up the torque specs on this so I can give it to you guys. I go by my feel. I've done a lot of these. I have yet to have a bolt snap or anything come loose. Knock on wood. I knocked on my head. But I'll see if I can get you the torque specs, okay? All right. For you guys that use Advanced Auto, I recommend Advanced Auto over AutoZone. Duralast parts are absolute garbage. This guy bought Duralast stuff from AutoZone, but he didn't talk to me before he went in this endeavor of trying to do these brakes himself. If he had spoken to me, I would have had him get different materials. I probably would have went with Power Stop brakes from Rock Auto. I'm a very big fan of them. I have had Power Stop rotors last me about 6 years, damn near 100,000 miles. That's pretty good. That's a good life for a rotor. Those were drilled and slotted too, and they lasted 6 years on a Chevy Impala. So if you're using Advanced Auto, shop online. You can find a 20 or 25% coupon to get a discount on your parts. If you go to the store, you're not going to get that, and they're not going to tell you about that, because their routine there is if they tell you, they'll get fired. They're not allowed to tell you that information. So I'm giving you a tip. Get your coupons. You get 20, 25% off, 30 off 100. There's a whole load of coupons. Just look up Advanced Auto. All right, what happened was my friend stopped by when I was on a video conference on Zoom, and I didn't have a chance to talk to him, so I didn't get any information on this. Let me find my other socket. 15 spun right on there. Now this is why he brought me this. He rounded it out. He screwed up. Maybe we'll try hammering a 5/16 on there. Oh no, 9/16. That looks close. Maybe I can hammer that on. Rubber on here is absorbing my hammer blows. Damn it, I wish I hadn't depressed that piston. I'm gonna have to put my tool on the other side of that piston so I can have my buddy press the brakes on this. If I hit the brakes now, the piston will pop out on the other side. I have a ratcheting tool that spreads the pistons on the caliper. I'm gonna try to put that on the other side and see if that'll work. Okay guys, I'm sorry I did not film this. What I did is I had Wendy get in the car, and I had to put the other caliper and brake bracket back on and assemble that brake setup on the passenger side, because I needed to have Wendy push on the brakes firmly. She had to pump them back up. She held the brakes firmly, which made this caliper lock in place solid, so I could hammer a 9/16 socket on there. If your bolt is rounded out, the pin, go with the next size down. If it's metric, try a metric. If it's too small, try a SAE, and vice versa. Hammer it on. Then I hit it with the impact, and it came out. I'm gonna replace all 4 of these pins. They're in rough shape, so I'm gonna order new pins for him. Let's see if we can get the rest of this apart. So 15. Hopefully the brake bracket will come loose. I'm gonna try that now. That took some finagling, guys. I don't know who did these brakes last, but they went crazy over tightening everything. All right, that's coming loose. This one is not. some persuading. That's a good impact gun, guys. I'm sorry, I knocked the camera over. That took some persuading, but I got that off. That's a good impact gun. Astronomtic tools, good tools, guys. There's guys that use these out in the field, professionals, and they're buying Astro tools. If guys are doing this full time and they're going with those tools, they got to be good quality. If you're doing this professionally, you don't want tools failing you. So I highly recommend Astronomtic. And I will put links for these down the road in my community page and in the descriptions after I get the links set up, okay? Okay, guys. I depressed both of those pistons. Now I'm going to take the, I got the brake parts out. I highly recommend this. This is Permatex Ceramic Extreme brake parts lubricant. It's really good lubricant. I'll show you how I utilize that. That goes on the brake pins, and it also goes behind the hardware on the brake bracket. You're going to want to remove your brake bracket. Even if you're not changing your rotors, still remove this. Take your pads out. Get your hardware out. If you look behind this hardware, it's all rusty back there. That's called rust jacking. This is where the pads get jammed up and start to wear unevenly. I have a square file. I always file behind there. If you use a wire brush, all you do is shine the rust. You want to get a file. Let me put some gloves on. I don't feel like getting totally filthy again. I got a pair of gloves out here. These are my sissy gloves. I got 9mm thick gloves that are really good. These are probably going to break on me, but I'll try them. These are for anal exams and stuff like that, you know? Not for auto mechanics, but you're laughing at that, huh, Wendy? Wendy told me be myself, so don't be upset if I get naked and run around screaming. That's some of the things I do. It relieves stress. You can join in if you want. You could even send me a video. I might pay you for it. I like to see people screaming, running around naked, especially when it's under voluntary situation. I don't like forced nudity. I don't like that. I like voluntary nudity. Especially if you're fat and grotesque looking. I get a kick out of freaky people. I'm fat and grotesque. Nothing wrong with that. I had to work hard to get there. I'm talking too much, right? Well, trying to fill some time here while you're seeing me file. You can see I'm getting that rust down. You're going to want to do the flats too. Be careful when you're putting your caliper back in. You don't want to tear your boots. His boots all wrinkled and deformed here. I think I'll be able to get it back in there without ripping it. I may have to get replacement boots for him. Somebody looks like they put that back together incorrectly. A lot of people don't think about the boots. Alright, I'm not going to film all of this. Pretty repetitious. I'll leave the camera running if you want to watch. If not, fast forward. Show you how I do this. I do have pads with new hardware. If you buy pads and they don't come with the hardware, definitely order a set of new hardware. You want to replace that. That's looking pretty clean. They do have files made for this. You can look up brake file, and it fits perfectly in the slots. This works. I don't know, maybe the other file will be a little quicker. I think I'm going to order one of them, actually. They're like 30 bucks. I'll see if I can put a link to that in my community page. Like I said, I'm going to try to be putting links for all of my tools. If you do buy tools from the links on my page, no proceeds are going to me from your purchase price. You're getting the same purchase price that I got. If I were to get any proceeds, it would be a very small amount from Amazon, so it's not coming out of your pocket. I'll do my best to find the cheapest prices for you guys, okay? I'm not a greedy scumbag. I didn't get into this YouTube channel thing to make money. I did it as a hobby and as a community thing to kind of give back to the community. I hate seeing people ripped off at these car dealerships and these other scumbag garages. Like, they'll charge you $400 for a brake job. They're not doing this. They're just slapping the cheapest shit in there that they can find. They're not cleaning your brake bracket up and lubing it up. Probably not even putting any brake lube on it at all. Alright, that's looking pretty good. Alright. I'm going to put some lube back here. This is where the lube goes, in there to prevent rusting when you put the new hardware on. You do not lube the other side of the hardware because dirt and road grime will stick to that, and brake dust, and more so gum up your brakes than lubricate them. They will slide smoothly on the stainless steel. You do not need lube on the hardware. Let me go grab the hardware and the pads. Give me 1 second. I grunt when I get up. I'm old and broken. Everything hurts. Everything hurts. Here go my new pads. Inspect your boot on your piston too. Make sure that that retracted correctly in there and that there's no tears. I got to see where this has the squeakers on it. No squeaker on that one. No squeaker on this one. Check the other two. These have a squeaker. Alright, so put a squeaker on. I don't know which side it goes on. I'll probably put it on the back side where it drags. I think I'm going to put it on the inside so it'll drag the squeaker that way. I think it'll make more noise. Where the hell's the hardware go? I thought this had hardware with it. Didn't come. Oh yes, it did come with hardware. Excuse me. I'm old and senile. Be patient with me. Let's see if these are all the same. Yeah, they all look the same. All the hardware looks the same. Try not to get grease on the outside of the hardware. So it goes in nice and clean. Put the squeaker on the inside. Do not get that ceramic grease on the brake pad. Now when you do a brake job, you have to seat your brakes. What that entails is some stops from like 45 miles an hour to 5 miles an hour. Do a moderate stop, go. Do a severe stop, an intense stop, go. Do that about 3 or 4 times of each, and you will seat your brake pads. What it does is it conditions your rotor, heats it up, and puts some of the brake pad material into the rotor and helps improve brake pad wear and rotor wear. Now what I'm going to do on here is I'm going to clean the surface of this hub up nice. I'll show you what tools I have for that. Maybe I can put you over my shoulder on this side and get a better shot of that. See what I'm doing there? Let me just grab my tools. Here they are. I need my hose. One of these is called a Doka disc. The other one is a 3M hub cleaner. A wheel stud cleaner. Oh, I'm old. I can't even disconnect my hose. Come on. Got a lot of pressure on this line. I think I'm slightly over 90 pounds. Like I'm running at like probably 140. Everybody does it, right? Why not? I almost fell down. Right. This is called a Doka disc. And you have the attachment from 3M. These are great. Let me just show you. It screws right off. Supposed to screw right off. Well, it does screw off. Take my word for it. This cleans up the wheel hub nice. Want to get the rust and corrosion out. That way your rotor will sit flush. And this one will get around the wheel studs. This goes over the stud. Cleans around them. That's very abrasive. That's a 3M 20,000 RPM. It's from 3M. Look for wheel stud cleaning tool. Should be able to find that on eBay or Amazon. Like I said, with the other stuff, I'll try to put a link for that for you guys. Just keep an eye out. If not on this video, I haven't had time to do it. Down the road in future videos, it'll be on my community page. Now, if you have drilled and slotted rotors, they are directional. It matters which side of the car they go on. I don't have my knife on me, damn it. Break the box, rip it apart. These are not directional vane rotors. Doesn't matter which way these go on here. These have some kind of anti-corrosion coating on them. They're gonna rust anyway. They'll stay nice for a little while. If there is an oil coating on them, you want to clean them down with brake parts cleaner and wipe them down. These don't have any lubricant on them. So I'm gonna get my brake bracket back in position now. Get that on there. I'm going to see if I can Google the specs for this for you. Even if I do get the specs for these, the torque specs, I'm going to do them by my feel. Like I said, I trust that. I would recommend that you do by the torque specs if you are not comfortable and don't do this all the time. Okay, that's snugged in. Got those started. I forgot to put, I'm going to put never sees on these. I'm sorry, I forgot about that. Let me get those out of there. I want to put never sees on these so they don't bind up in here and give this guy a hard time next time he has to do brakes. Some people will go, oh, never sees on brake parts. If you torque them down right, the never sees is not going to make them come loose. I use never sees on my brakes all the time. I have never had a bolt back out, so. This is probably aluminum never sees. Yes, it is. Just a little dab of this does it. You don't need much of this stuff. Tiny dab like that on the thread. That's all you need. It works its way over the whole threads of the bolt. Believe me, this stuff goes a long way. A little of this stuff goes a long way. I prefer copper never sees. That's what I use on my cars. It costs a little more, but the aluminum is definitely better than nothing at all. It leaves a metal, a layer of a softer metal, a non-corrosive metal on there, and it'll keep them from seizing up on you again in the future. Make sure you do not twist your brake hose. That boot looks a little wrinkled. Let me see if I can tuck that in there. I'm going to get a smaller screwdriver and gently try to tuck that rubber in there a little better. It's not folding over perfect. There may be a little air in there too. Let me go get a smaller screwdriver and a pick tool. I will be back. Okay, I'm back. I have a pick tool. Be very careful not to puncture this rubber. Just going around there. It's not tucking in any better. There we go. Just gently pushed in on that. Still not perfect. Just make sure it's not pinching between the cup and the pad. Now you're going to put some of this silicone ceramic brake lube around the cup on the piston. Want to lubricate the piston so it doesn't squeak or make noise on the back of the brake pads. You want to lubricate that and this back piece as well. How you doing, Sam? That's my friendly mailman. I love that guy. He always puts my packages on the inside of my porch. Good guy. Not too many people take pride in their job anymore. He does. He does a good job. We love Sam, right, Wendy? Sam is a great guy. Good mailman. Be careful not to pinch these boots in the back. You don't want to pinch them up. I have new pins. I'm going to lubricate these pins. You don't have to go absolutely psycho with that. This one boot is deformed. There we go. Got that on without puncturing that boot. And I lubed the caliper over here so it slides on that brake pad, or you'll get like a creaking sound when you apply the brakes. Let me get the pins now. These replacement pins were like 14 bucks, not a big price to pay for having your brakes operate properly. Put a little bit of that silicone lube on there. You don't have to go totally psycho with these, just glaze them a little bit. And I'm going to put a tiny dab of Never Seas on the thread here. And get that started in there, then I'll put that Never Seas on the thread. That's how you do brakes on a Buick LeSabre, guys. Let me go get my, oh, I got my Nano right here. That's what I'm going to use to tighten this up. Went in easy with those. I wanted to make sure I was not You don't have to go crazy with those. My brake count bracket, I'm going to hit that a little harder. Alright guys, that's a brake job on a Buick LeSabre. I don't know if you guys want me to film the next side. I will film them for you guys that want to hang around and just watch a brake job. For you guys that are leaving, thanks for watching. Again, please give a like and subscribe. I greatly appreciate your support. This is our channel. Let's help it grow, and maybe if I get enough people on board here, I'll start getting some tools by some of these manufacturers, and I'll be able to review them for you guys. If that starts happening, I'll probably be giving some of these tools back to you guys, because I don't need doubles of things, you know what I mean? Alright guys, if you're leaving, take care. If you're sticking around, hang out. There's one thing I forgot to stress. Before you move this car, pump your brakes up, because you're not going to have any brakes when you first go to move. You don't want to drive into a wall or run somebody over. So, pump that brake pedal up, get your brakes back, because you're not going to have any brakes when you depress the pistons. There really should be no need to bleed your brakes, because we have not opened the system. We didn't add any air to the system by what we have done. Myself, I like to flush my brakes every 3 to 5 years. It looks like these haven't been done in a while. I don't think he's getting those bleeders off of there. So I'm not touching them. That's up to him. I'll look at what his brake fluid looks like and tell him what I recommend for it. All right? Look at that, guys. That's one of his brake pads. Down to the steel. Nothing left on there. Got a little meat on the other side, but nothing on that one. I think it was time for a brake job, eh? A little overdue. I knew it was doing that before I took this apart. I could feel the metal on metal grinding. Oh. Alright, I'm doing my thing with the file again. File down all that rust off of the brake bracket. Yep, lots of corrosion. So those rust jacking was making those pads seize up in there. That's why you get uneven wear. Your brakes just get jammed up and they stay applied, partially applied. This actually screws up your fuel economy too, because your brakes are dragging. your rotors get hot. Not a good scenario. I can't stress enough, do not put the brake lube on the front side of those stainless steel hardware. It will make this brake assembly accumulate all kinds of crap on there and jam it up. It'd be worse than putting no lube on at all. So do not put it on the front side of the stainless steel. I'm ordering that file made in Germany today. I'm going to live it up. Wendy's going to laugh. I got the tool I'm buying today, Mimi. Yeah, I'm buying that German brake file from Germany. It's got to be good. Germany doesn't make junk. Inspect your rubber boots. If they're bad, they just pop out and then you pop the new ones in. They're not an expensive part. They're very important. They keep water from getting into the pin assembly. If water gets in there, those pins will seize and you'll only be applying your brake on one side, usually the pad with the piston, and they will wear like crap. Only half of your brakes will wear out and you'll have not as good brake performance. You won't be grabbing with both pads. So make sure to replace those boots if they're bad. They're cheap. Told you these were faggot gloves. I'm already popped a hole in there. Nothing against faggots. If there's any faggots watching, I like gay people. I have gay friends. They're very funny. I don't mean funny, haha. I mean funny. You know what I mean. Good sense of humor. If you're homophobic, you gotta ask yourself why. I don't know what your problem is, pal. If you're homophobic, I would just ask if you ever had the desire to wear a dress yourself. I'm being a smart ass, Mimi. People are gonna be reaming me in the comment section talking about sexuality here. People don't like that. Some people are real sensitive. Talking shit to the homophobes. You gotta blame Wendy. She's turned me into a libtard now. Conservative libtard. I don't talk politics on the station. I'm only kidding. Don't get flipped out. Whoever you are, I'm glad to have you on board. We don't do politics here. Politics is dangerous ground. People get twisted out of shape. Leave politics alone. Leave politics to the politicians. Those bastards are better at it. Better at stealing, I know that. Any one of them, no matter who they are. They're all a bunch of thieves, scumbags. Trump, if you're listening, fuck you. Sorry. I don't like Trump. Just gotta say fuck you. I don't like orange people. I'm prejudiced against orange people. Orange people who are rich and are only for the rich. Nope, I'm talking politics. I fucked up. Talking politics. No good. I'm gonna lose viewers now, Mimi. I might have to edit that out. Probably won't. Clean your hub up good. Your hub shit. Oh, this is a Timken. Timken's pretty good hub. I like Timken brand. Timken are one of my favorite bearing brands. Oh, what's the other one? I can't remember it now. Alzheimer's. I bought some great PTSD stamps. It supports the foundation for PTSD. You give an extra $2, it donates to them. I have PTSD, and I know it's no fun. Something you might consider donating to. That really cleans a hub up nice. Great tools, great tools. I love my tools. I love having the right tools for a job. Makes it go so much better. So much better. Nano, great one. Nano, love my Nano. Love my Nano. I love my Nano. Be clean, don't get any crap on your rotor. Don't get any crap on your rotor, guys. I'm putting the squeaker on the inside. Oh man, I can't make my... I wanted to see somebody today. So South Main Auto has a really big viewership, this guy. And people just watch him do brake jobs over and over again. I don't know, maybe brake jobs are relaxing to watch. I don't know. Pretty relaxing to do if you don't get freaked out and stressed out about stuff. Shouldn't be too bad for you. Get this pad on from the inside. Ooh, maybe the squeaker was supposed to go on the other side, man. Did I screw up? Does the squeaker have to go on the other side, the outside of the bracket? I think it does. I think the squeaker's got to go on the outside of the bracket, guys.
It's raining.
Yeah, not bad though. A little sprinkle. Feels good. Feels nice. Fresh. Fresh air. Oh, it's going to come down now, huh? Gonna have it come down.
Maybe not for long. Doesn't look like it's too many clouds.
Oh man. Gotta never seize my bolts first.
Come on, get on there, you bastard. Nowhere near the hole. Here we go.
I gotta get my tool to depress this piston. Be right back. Okay, I'm getting caught out in the rain. Good things GoPros are waterproof, so I don't have to worry about my camera. I don't like my tools getting wet. This is a ratcheting caliper depressor. Let me set that up there for a second. I want to make sure I have it in the... Alright, it's closing. I got to switch the ratchet the other way. Now that'll help me open this up. If I can get the ratchet feature to work, I got to squeeze it a little bit. Got to put some resistance on it to get it to ratchet. That'll depress the cylinder for me all the way without damaging the boot around it. You don't want to damage the boot. There we go. Depressing it. Alright, that's fully depressed. And you ratchet it to loosen it. There we go. All depressed. That's an inexpensive tool. Comes in very handy. I lost one of these pads now. There we go. Make sure your brake hose is not twisted, and watch these little rubber boots when you're putting this back on here. Do not want to tear those little rubber boots. Oh, I forgot to lube my piston and the other side of the caliper. So lube your piston up a little bit. And the other side of the caliper, so you don't have any brake noise. It was only a quick shower going overhead. It actually felt good.
trying to depress those little boots. Getting it. Just don't want to tear that boot. They're vital. Got it. There we go. And we're going to lube those pins up, these replacement pins. Got new pins for both sides because I don't want him going through those rounding out again. So we're going to lube them up. Little dab will do ya on these. I'm going to put a little bit of never seize on the threads so this doesn't seize up again. Alright guys? Going in easy with them so I'm not cross-threading. Not cross-threaded. I am going to get on that brake bracket. Am I filming? Yeah. I'm going to tighten that bracket with a ratchet on both of them. I just want to make sure that's on there nice and tight. That's on there good. Alright, I gotta go with the impact. Alright guys, that's a brake job on a 01, I believe it's an 01. On an 01 Buick LeSabre. Thanks for watching. Take good care of your cars, guys. They'll take good care of you. I gotta take good care of my tools and get them out of the rain or they're gonna rust. Take it easy, guys. Stay safe out there. Bye-bye.